Virgo, Venus bloodline. I'm Virgo sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance. Assisting with my confidence, my other half, my confidant. Someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within. Secure with me showing skin, I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on L dragons. What he says he makes it happen, manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together, who gon' stop us? We magic, I know I get wrapped up in intellect, it's a habit. Materialize and move to the next, I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate, emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion, growing on the same pages, controlling our simulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks, if you blend then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers for naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gon' sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands and we create an art. A universe, align me a God that's gon' mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo spoiled, but I give it back times 10 and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let the rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend. Call on me, solar flares fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, solar flares fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, solar flares fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, I'm in Rasha like the dreams. Coronas aligned in the Starseed. I am grounded in my own authority. Oda Mila be the wisdom moja for my Dorothy. Following the gold road, intentions make my soul glow. Eshwa rule makes my heart chakra throat flow. I got my flippy floppy sailing with the boat hose. Prestige worldwide and all of these hoes know I am my strong man and I am my magician. I move so beneficent, universal loves the mission. In abundance I am efficient with my intentions. Affirmations manifest my visions with extensions. Essential to these isms as delicious to the living. Virgo sunshine, bring life, maintain your existence. What's next for a queen of pentacles who's here to end the cynical. Voice with affirmation so lyrical, designed to uplift the spiritual. She keeps basking in her miracles. Sun card to her mercurial sidereal. Death card for breaking fast, so serial. Alignments be materializing ever so ethereal. Wands brings the actions to my passion. My feng shui is high fashion, main attraction. Helio's abundance where you lacking. Circulation flowing where you seem so stagnant. Strength card to your reaches. Transformations when the doubt seems to creep in. May my light keep increasing. Let it shine for who needs this. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, solar flares fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, solar flares fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, solar flares fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation. Call on me, I'm in Rasha like the dreams. Coronas aligned in the Starseed. I am present, I am patient, I feel so secure. I feel confident in saying I have my wants and more. I move in gratitude, discernment what I'd rather do. My inner child took the wheel and it's feeling radical. My Helios is so infectious. From my third eye to solar plexus, made my motives be my lesson. And with my heart, I do accept them. I'm balancing these chakras. With my medulla oblongata, I'm finger flipping, mudras, drinking water, and minding my empire. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs, juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs, juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs, juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. I'm in Rasha, like the dreams, coronas aligned in the starseed.
Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times, so I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my coat to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.
Peace and blessings, Starseed. I'm gonna hold it till I come on the screen. See, okay, I ain't got that kind of breath time. I tried. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Let me see. I'm like I'm too close. All right. Peace and blessings, Starseeds. How are you tonight? I hope you are well. Welcome to Pronoia Starseed Podcast. It is the goddess Rael. Tonight is a very special night. Peace, everyone in the room. Thank you. Hey, Bella Flores. I tried it, y'all. I love to try to sing. Don't get me started. I'm gonna have a whole episode of me just singing shit. Peace and blessings, Stephanie. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you. Again, share. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. If you have not, I don't know what you've been doing, but please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when we are live, because we are only live here on YouTube right now. I've been having some issues with getting StreamYard rehooked up to my Facebook and my Instagram, and yes, yep, we're gonna have a karaoke episode for sure. And we can pop up about like I think 6 screens on here. So Sunshine, come on in. Bella, come on in. Y'all come on in. I ain't gonna be singing by myself. Okay, I tell you that. It won't be happening. But I love y'all. And thank you all for coming in. I see y'all in the building. Make sure you love, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All the stuff you're supposed to say when you're online. Anyway, I'm very excited, y'all. I have not seen my sister. Now I gotta get in my African voice. I've not seen my sister here next to me. I've not seen her, side by side in a while, y'all. It's been a minute and I have missed her. I really have. Her energy is always, amazing, but it's her knowledge, y'all, that I come for. I come for all the good knowledge. I come to absorb all the astrological information that I can get when she is in the building. So tonight is her night, okay? She is our astrological counselor. She was the very last starseed I brought on before I went on my hiatus and had to be reborn as a whole new goddess. But we'll talk about that in another episode. And she is forever shining. Her name is Sunshine Monet L. And if you were, tapped in earlier, you would have heard the music, And I'm going to play one more song before I bring her on, because it's only right that I play her music while she's here. Because first of all, let me just back up, y'all. Because I be going fast sometimes. I be getting excited when I'm on. I'm telling you, I wasn't even, my stomach was acting funny. I ain't know I was going to make it. As soon as that camera come on and I see the Starseeds in the building, I feel a lot better. So I met Sunshine. I don't even know. It's been a couple of years actually ago. It ain't been that many years, but it feels like it has. And when I first met her, again, it was her astrological knowledge. I was just like, damn, for real. I was like, wow. I was listening to her Clubhouse. I heard her on Clubhouse. I was in a group with my guy, Knowledge Born Allah, and my Lisa, and I heard Sunshine come on, and her knowledge just blew me away. So I was like, oh, I got to get her on Pronoia, you know? And then I found out she did music. I was like, what the? Wait. She's just like, yo, yeah, I got a couple songs, y'all. The last season, her song, Trap Formation, no. Affirmation, she gonna tell me. That's all right. Trap Formations, yes. It was one of, I don't remember the title, but her song was the theme song for Pronoia for the last season. So I am not going to hold you too long. I'm going to bring her on. But before I do, again, like I said, I'm going to play some of her music. Her name is Sunshine Monet L. If you do not know, I don't know where you have been. But she's a very dope artist. But again, here she is our astrological counselor. And she'll be talking to us about astrology tonight. So let me get some music for you guys. And of course, I'm running everything over here. So give me a second to make everything beautiful for you so you can enjoy the music without me being on the screen. Okay. Let's go. Boop. Feel what I feel when I feel what I feel.
Hey, it's Virgo Sunshine. Virgo Sunshine with the glow lines, eradicating karmic bonds in these soul ties. Bringing news in a suit with a bow tie and a wide lines. You gon' need a Torah to compute all my rhymes. I'm moving infinite on mountaintops like I'm motherfucking shit legit. I'm a healer, record sealed up, but you know I am the shit. And I'm too hot to quit, and I am legit. MC with the hammer, I'm moving so marvelous. They can't seem to stand me, have all the seats you can sit. Sleeping with a goddess, then wake up, put me up on your lips. Circulating crown chakras, I make this info bliss. Forgiving souls for moving in such ignorance. They doubt me, still say my name in threes cause they can't live without me. I'm counting pinnacles, my pennies coming proudly. Toast cups in these hands, my wands keep my swords surrounding. Jasper from my grounding, bury me a G and organize and satin shrouding. I shoot my own shots and I do my own rebounding. Damiana marijuana sprinkled on my brownies. We got the Dama and Ujama on my founding land. Eating M&M's with Richard Simmons, yes I can. I am my buddy love, my #1 fan. Providing frequencies to replicate up in your gland. I brought the popcorn cause you know I like to eat. I came for the show, the world's a stage and I got seats. That Virgo sunshine be the motive to your feet. Check the constellations if you need the prophecies. I brought the popcorn cause you know I like to eat. I came for the show, the world's a stage and I got seats. That Virgo sunshine be the motive to your feet. Check the constellations if you need the prophecies. I got the vegan cheese, the almond of the walnut. That be that brain food while you sip such drool at donuts. You radioactive components, collective elevations. Saging all opponents, ain't no more negotiations to my expectations. Surpassing all limitations. Taking what this 8th year is bringing. Year of the dragon, make it happen. Solar plexus be my leader. Paintbrushes me into bigger pictures like I would like to see her shown up. You would like to be her. My lyrics be invoking the Orishas. My flow, it be prestigious. Healing for all those who need this. I break bread with gods who prioritize and teach this. I break bread with gods who don't idolize elitists. My grass to green and see what's on y'all lawn. I know what I got, I don't know what y'all on. Never stunting my growth to deliver the ordinary. As above, so below. Cosmic nobodies awarding many. I brought the popcorn cause you know I like to eat. I came for the show, the world's a stage and I got seats. That Virgo sunshine be the motive to your feet. Check the constellations if you need the prophecies. I brought the popcorn cause you know I like to eat. I came for the show, the world's a stage and I got seats. That Virgo sunshine be the motive to your feet. Check the constellations if you need the prophecies. Hey, and that's Virgo
I'm back. All right. So that was, I was about to say that was Virgo Sunshine. That was Sunshine Monet L, Virgo's sun. Let me tell you, the girl is dope. She does plenty. I'm going to let her introduce herself. I'm not going to hold her backstage and keep smiling at her in the background. I'm just going to bring her here so y'all can smile at her. Let me add her to the stage. Sunshine Monet L. Hey.
Peace, y'all.
Hey, peace and blessings, sis.
Peace, sis.
How are you?
All is well.
All is well. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it is the sun. The sun is really shining behind you. He's looking nice and bright.
Oh yeah, the light here not playing.
They're giving us the sunshine effect. So it's been a while. So let's catch up a little bit. You know, I know it's been a shift in some energy. I have myself experienced it, and I want to know, have you felt the shift and how it's affected you? Because I know you, like, you again, you as spiritual teacher, you do spiritual coaching. Not only has it affected you, but the people that you have come in contact with, who you offer your services to. Have you seen any energy shifts?
Going through like their next, pinnacle personal number in their life, or in alignment with the fact that we're in the year 9. So like it's definitely been a shift in like the realities being created. It's a whole lot easier to create realities now. A lot of people not being careful with that, but a lot of people are being, intentional. But I do feel a shift, definitely. It feels a little different, especially like during the winter time leading up to this year.
Mm-hmm.
That felt different. It felt like there was a lot of laughs for a lot of different things.
I agree with that. I feel like it was a lot of laughs. I feel like that was a real winter, like a lot of endings.
Mm-hmm.
And this spring feels like a real lot of new beginnings. But still, people are going through endings right now. And you said the number 9. Can you like expand on what the number 9 means? So just in case those who don't know what this year represents.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that use like the Gregorian calendar for the year 2025, when you added those numbers, it adds up to 9. So that puts us in the year of 9. It being broken down to 2025, 2 being wisdom and 5 being power. 2 focuses on like choke line and feel like this is Jupiter energy. Before we get into our expansion, but our abundance, we exercise our knowledge in this space and bring it to wisdom. 2 also deals with the Mayat scales, balance, justice, harmony, and we're doing on a 5. So 5 is Jabora or Heracahudi in the tree of life, and that's power. That's the celestial enforcer. Now we're enforcing our eternal law. Like last year was 2024. 4 was Mayat. 4. So in the year of 8, we were actually like creating our internal law. What did that look like for us? So now in this year 9, it's how are we enforcing that law? When you enforce that law, you ultimately give birth to this reality. And that's where a lot of the whole like old earth, new earth is coming into play, because it was like last year, definitely. And the year before that, we were in the year of 3, which was expression and understanding. We were talking about new earth. We were even setting the laws and the standards for new earth and what we want it to be. And now we're in the space of like enforcing what those lines look like, in our personal space, as a collective, as a community, as societies. New lines are being drawn in the the mud, definitely with alliances, with economics, all different things. So everything that we had grew up seeing is transforming tremendously.
Absolutely. The year. So we all also have a personal year, right?
Yeah.
And how is it that our personal year affects the current year that we're in? Because so we're dealing with a lot of endings in this 9 year. If I'm in like a 9 year personally, and it's a 9 year, how would that, like, just for example, how would that play out?
So every month is
Like,
pretty
would I
much
be experience double endings?
basically like 9 is the number of like completion and wholeness and humanitarian energy. 9 also deals with, Jupiter, Sagittarius energy, that expansion and abundance and traveling and foreign interactions. Um, so, that would make it a good year for you. As far as like manifesting things in your space, giving birth. Basically using the your divine womb, celestial womb. Womb healing is heavy on the 9. Um, so like you're in your personal year of 9. And for those of you guys who don't know, what you do is to get your personal year is you add up the your birthday and your birth month with the current year. So my birthday is September. That's the 9th month. My birthday is the 19th, which is, bring that down to 1. Because 1 plus 9 equals 10 equals 1. And we're in the year of 9. So you would add 9 plus 1 plus 9 to get my personal year. Um, all in all, my personal year, I'm in my first personal year.
Bella says she's in an 8 year. Okay.
I'm standing on business. Yeah, so you could align that with like your planets in your houses, your Sephiroth, and all that as well. So like you being in your 8th personal year, we know 8 is Pluto, that's Scorpius energy. You can get into with your 8th house, your Pluto placement. Then you can get in, you can go further out and get into aspects and all that stuff like that. You can also go on astrocard, look at your astrocartography. Where's your Pluto placed at across the map? That's, different interactions. Even if you're not like physically traveling to those spaces, you might interact with those locations or those cultures or whatever through the internet, or meeting somebody in person from those places or whatever have you. And then 8 is also hot. That's the celestial technician, labeling and organizing, scheduling things in your space and compartmentalize, but not overanalyzing. That's where we get the overanalytical Mercurian energy from. It's from the tree of life. Um, you can focus on that as well, dealing with 8. So when you get your personal year, so you got your personal year by doing that, my birthday, my birth month, whatever. So every month, you get to your personal month. So my personal year is 1. We're in the month of 5. So this is my personal month of 6. And then today is 6/27. So, everybody else is 6/27/9. For me, it's 6/27/1 because this is my first personal year. What? 15, 6, 7. So today is a personal day of 7 for me. So
wow. So it can get broken down even further. And why? And I'm gonna have to start calling you our astrological and numerological. I don't even know how to say it. Counselor. Okay, so why? Because I know the universe talks in numbers. Like I see numbers all the time, and like, why is it so important for us? Like, to know certain numbers. What are some numbers I guess you would consider to be important in, like, we know our life path number, but what other numbers would be important for us to like know off the top of our heads?
Honestly, knowing all the numbers is important because just like you said, the universe speaks in numbers. What the science is behind that, I have no idea yet. I'm looking into it. But like everything is numbers down to your name. You want to move somewhere, you can get into the numbers of where you want to go. You can get into the numbers of the longitude, the latitude of where you're going. The name of the area you're going to is called gematria when you transmute the letters into numbers and then you break the numbers down, the address, whatever address you have, you can get into like, what kind of energy you and your family is going to have in the house while you're staying there. Same thing with the zip codes. Like, I know zip codes is like, it's a sneaky way of redlining, but when you break down those numbers, even if they didn't do it intentionally, it just shows you how the universe is always bigger than you. You know what I mean? Phone numbers, I started getting more like intentional with the phone numbers that I choose now. I'm always changing my phone number. Like, um, but whatever numbers you want in your space, like I had a period of time where I had a bunch of ones in my number, and I'm like, let me change this because it's starting to get on my nerves. And then I changed it to a bunch of sixes and eights, and I'm now about to change it again. I don't know what numbers I want this, but stuff like that. Uh, when I'm buying stuff and I look at how much it costs and the number of the cash register and all that stuff like that, just like different things.
Yeah, it's true. No, you're right. And because numbers hold certain vibrations. And I noticed like there was something I heard a while ago about like your house number. I mean, of course, I knew my old house number had a vibration of bringing in abundance. It was also my life path number. When I broke everything down, it was an 8. Everything was an 8. But also like I heard like if you live in an apartment, your door number, if you want to be like married or with somebody, you shouldn't have a single number for your door number. It should be a right. See that, and like people don't know that, and then they like, damn, I'm single my whole life. Well, you live in apartment 3. Okay, you might want to live in apartment 10 or 12. I don't know. You want to move on up, but it's stuff that we don't know, and that's what I'm saying. These little tricks and trades and little things that we should know. And since we're just now getting back to astrology, I don't want to overwhelm anybody who is not like familiar with the lot. And I know we talked about some of the basics, but to get back to astrology, what are some basic astrology? Like if I was somebody who just came into on a podcast and just popped in because it was 2 cute girls talking, and I was like, all right, what are they talking about? What do I need to know about astrology, or what about my personal astrology? What is some important things I should know? Just as a basic.
Basic things I would say, like the whole concept behind astrology, is all physical bodies have a non-physical body that's always in vibration, that's always in movement. Nothing that's sitting still. So for every physical body part you have, there's an auric body attached to it, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can read that word body. Astrology is one of them. And basically, it's the electromagnetic field of the planetary alignment, on your equator, your celestial line. You have a lot of people focus on the natal chart, which is where the planets were at when you were born.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have something called the progressive chart, because like I said, nothing is ever sitting still. Everything is always moving. So your progressive chart gets into like where your planets are at in this moment. And if you want to learn about how your electromagnetic energy is interacting with other people and stuff like that, learning about like the basic foundation of astrology and the elements and stuff is a great way to do it. When you're reading a chart, the planets in the chart is the what. That's the what we're talking about. Like the sun is the sun's what is your experience. The moon is your emotions. Venus is priorities and possessions. Mercury is decision making and learning, etc., etc. So the planets are the what. The zodiacs are the how. How are you expressing that what? And the houses is where in your life are you expressing that what?
Hmm.
You got the what, the how, and the where. And that's why it's kind of difficult to say, oh, this is a personality thing or a general. It's very, very specific, because then you get into aspects and how the planets are aligned with another. But that's not basic information. That's like you start going outward. But those are like the two basic things I would say. It's like know why you even want to look at astrology, know the science behind it, which is mostly physics and chemical equations. And then know that basic three, the what, the how, and
What, how, and where. Okay. Y'all gotta excuse that. Y'all gonna hear that every now and then. I have very high ceilings and I cannot get to this thing,
where.
so I have to wait until maintenance comes. So forgive me, you're gonna hear a couple beeps. So that's your basics, y'all. Yeah, I had to ask my sis. Let me tell you why I had to say that, because she is very smart. Okay, and sometimes she started talking, and even I know some astrology, and I'd be like, "Whoa, wait a minute! She done got me out in outer space." Because now I'm like, it's stuff I don't know. It's a lot I don't know about astrology. Again, that's why I brought her here. Her name is Sunshine Monet L, y'all. So make sure you got some paper, your pencils, and your questions in the comments. I'm going to always pop up your questions onto the screen, and so you can ask her anything you want to ask. I would encourage you to bring in your birth charts. Whenever you see us having an astrological counselor, please bring in your birth charts, your natal charts. And what was the other one? You said it's a progressive chart?
Yeah, the progressive chart. That's where the planets are at where you right now.
Okay, so if we are having a show and you want to grab your progressive chart, that would be great too. And then that way, Sunshine can give you a little bit more in-depth information specifically for you. But you also, can reach out to her. She does this. This is what she does. Okay, so if you are interested in astrology, make sure my sister will give you some information. Before I hop out and let her get into her astrology thing, because this is her show, y'all. I am just here to bring her back, and then like from now on, when you see her, it's not gonna be too much of me. It's gonna be more her, because this season is more about teaching, learning, and really like taking in information. So when I have like Sunshine and Claudia, people coming on to teach, she teaches human design, Sunshine's teaching astrology. I really would love if you guys would just grab a notebook and follow along, but also come with your questions, because this is information that can be specific to you. Like, you can go online, you can look up stuff all day and it's very general. But when you have an actual person who is an expert at what they do, it's free right here to ask questions. Girl, first of all, when I pop out, you might see me in the comments asking questions and putting them on the screen, because y'all know I'm good for trying to learn some new stuff. So don't be nervous. Don't be shy. If you got a question, pop it over in the comments and I'll make sure she sees it on the screen. Can you see them when I pop the questions up there, Sunshine?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So before I pop off, and I'm going to switch to a whole nother conversation real quick, because I wanted to ask my sister. I didn't get to talk to Claudia about it yet, but I wanted to talk to you because you said you saw Sinners. And I know her brain works, y'all, just a lot differently than most folks. So first of all, we needed you in the building when Claudia was here last week, because we had a bunch of, first of all, we had 2 reflectors. Can you believe that? There's only like 1% of the universe, and we had 2 in the building, okay? But we had no manifestors. And I was like, the first manifestor I thought about was Sunshine Monet L. She speaks and she makes shit happen. And I think I told somebody a whole story about how we went and seen Lizzie Jeff, and you just walked up in that joint. We just walked through, and I was like, she got this, because she makes shit happen. So I say that to say her brain works a little differently. And so I would love to hear your thoughts on Sinners before we move on to astrology. What was your thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was a good movie, and it was little things about it. Like if I wanted to analyze it, when I watched it, I watched it to be entertained. I didn't watch it to be informed.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw everybody else breaking it down, it was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing with this one. Okay. I thought we were just gonna be entertained because it was a great movie. It was a great vampire movie. But to get it into the mindset of breaking it down, it definitely made me think about like the industry, how like we create things, and there's just certain kind of people that just capitalize on everything we create. Um, the conversation with the I don't know people's names, y'all. I'm terrible. One thing about me is I'm not that good at watching stuff. That's why I don't do TV show reviews and all that stuff like that. But you know, the guy that plays the guitar or whatever.
Sammy, okay.
When the vampires, like the one vampire, he really wanted him. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you know, I need your music. I need you to bring the people and this, that, and the third. You'll bring them to us. Like, you know, that's what we do. Like, we always been the inventors and creating things. And then it's always, you know, oh, well, bring us your gift. You know what I'm saying? We got this 360 deal for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, sign on the dotted line. And so it just really made me think about the contracts that people sign when they're selling their products or their services and things like that, and how he wouldn't sign, you know, even after all them years. He stuck to himself. And I was just, you know, on a small scale. I know people get into like the whole slavery thing, and Irish people were slaves too, and the culture of it all. I mean, it's easy to make like a that's the white man analogy. That's easy.
Right.
Um, and I really enjoyed the scene where they were dancing. I think that was one of my favorite scenes because he made sure he, first of all, the whole movie was, I'm big on cinematography. The entire movie you could take photographs of. I appreciated that. Nobody was ever standing at a weird angle. There was never anything weird. They were very meticulous with that, which was cool. That's why I was like, I was watching this movie to be entertained. Like, I more so have like theater critique than I have like
right. You talking about the way it was shot. It was
like I enjoyed the lighting, I enjoyed the music choice, I enjoyed
right.
there's who they chose. I enjoyed the fact that they did have Asian in there to show that there, you know, is a level of solidarity and community amongst the Asian Americans even during that time. We don't speak on the Asian American culture too much, especially during those periods of time. So I thought that was cool. That was included. Irish American. I felt like he touched as many cultures as he could possibly fucking touch during that period of time. And I really appreciated that he did that because usually when we look at that period of time, it's always black people and white people. And that's
Man.
like no, like we had communities and you know, we got along and we were, you know, these things going on. I thought that was cool. But yeah, I really fucks with that music scene. I know music is very important. Y'all know I know. I make positive affirmation music. I'm very intentional with the lyrics that I choose and stuff like that. And so seeing that scene kind of was like, you know, confirmation about like how I do music. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what the music does to the people. This is what it's been doing to the people. Even if you listen to a sound today, you still invoking these ancestors and these sounds. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like all these, you know, times of life uh, being invoked in that space and time by the music being played.
Mm-hmm.
See that, like even with the dances that we have today are like, you know, those are dances that, you know, our ancestors did, dances that we don't even know for real, for they're just a part of us. You know what I'm saying? They're DNA embedded. I don't even know how or why we made up that dance, and we did it. It's always been there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I think that's really cool and really important. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Smart Video Girl. I like that perspective because you know I didn't even think of it that everybody saw the movie and saw their own like, and especially us, you know, healers and light workers, we all saw something different. I know we did because everybody I asked, and it was a great perspective, but it was like, it's so crazy how art does that, right? Art it does its own thing to your brain. It allows you to use your own mind to like conceptualize what is being said to you. And so I like that everybody has their own perception of what the movie meant or how it like can be perceived. But I did not even pick up on the fact that they were like just coming to get like, yeah, we need you. We're going to take, yeah, we need your music, you know, like, and they just come along like vampires and take, and that was so basic, but that wasn't even what I saw. You know, my perspective was, But that's, my perspective again was based on the fact that they shot that right now with all, again, with the shift that was going on and so many people like stepping into their gifts right now. And a lot of people knowing that their gifts are healing, but not really knowing that their gifts bring negative energy as well. Like a lot of us want to heal everybody, but not knowing that like people getting close to us, not just for healing. Some people want to steal your gifts. Some people want to take your gifts. Some people, not everybody is happy for you and them gifts. Like they came to the door, let us just join. Come on in. Like just like friends. Invite me in. And the whole thing was
come off too. Like just invite me in. That's the thing. Like people don't realize you have to invite them in. Jesus even knew it. I'm knocking at the door. You can't you have to invite Jesus in.
Yeah. You do. Don't even go there. Somebody gonna clip that and say, she said Jesus was a vampire.
Hey, listen. You got good vampires. But yeah, you have to let them in. They can't just come in. I think, and there's a level of accountability in that boy was very accountable throughout that whole film with what he chose to do. And also like that stories like that always begin with you have to walk away from your family. You know what I'm saying? Even if at first, you know what I'm saying, he had to walk away from his dad, he had to walk away from the church to have that night. And then even coming back, he still had to leave again, you know what I'm saying, to do what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm. See, look at that.
Yeah.
That movie, look at that. I mean, I'm not gonna okay. We're gonna have a whole nother episode. I'm gonna bring everybody back because we all have these different, like I haven't heard Claudia's perspective yet, and I would love to hear that. And Bella, if you want to come on, girl, come on over too. But all right, I'm gonna get back to astrology. I love your perspective, by the way. Okay, we'll get back to astrology, you guys. Again, if you got paper and pencil, this is a great time. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna let Sunshine do her thing. Now, listen, if you are not well versed in astrology, sometimes if you could put it in the comments, reel it back in if you don't know what she's saying. Tell her to reel it back in, go back to the moon and the stars, and she might take you to the outer universe. But she is really great at what she does. That's why she's our starseed over here. So I'm going to back up. I'm gonna let Sunshine do her thing, and I'll pop back on in a little while.
Feel free to ask questions.
For sure. I'm gonna be asking over there. I'll be popping them on the screen.
Oh, we had a lot of planetary transits during the month of May thus far. I guess I'll address some of them. And then give you guys a little insight on what's going on in June. That sounds fun. All right. So we went over the planets. Planet is the what, the zodiac is the how, and the house is the where. I break the charts. There's 3 main charts that I read. I do the tropical chart, which is the 12 zodiac, 30-degree angles of each zodiac. Tropical chart deals with your mindset, how you think things are to be, how you think things are going. And then Vedic chart is events, what's actually happening. I know when people learn about Vedic chart, they're like, oh, forget the tropical chart, we hit it there, and that's cool. And Vedic chart seems so much more accurate, and that's because Vedic chart actually deals with the events body, So tropical deals with your mind, Vedic chart deals with the body. And that's when we get into the actual constellations, like what constellation is the planet nearby. I even get into nakshatras on my mathematics, which we really zone in. We can get even down to like what star is that celestial body nearby, but what degree within that constellation is that planet in or celestial body in, you know what I'm saying? Because even each, star has its own electromagnetic field within a constellation. And that's fun. Anyway, so the Vedic chart is the body, the events. And then the last chart that I get into is the Draconic chart. The Draconic chart deals with your spirit, your soul, your spiritual experience. So tropical is mind, Vedic is body. Soul is draconic. The draconic chart is based upon like the moon node being Aries. So you know how like Vedic chart is like, okay, when the sun is in Aries, that's the new year. But when the moon is, back in Aries, that's the new year. So the north and south node are always in like Aries, Libra energy. It's just a matter of what houses. And you'll notice that when you look at the draconic chart, like the north and south node are always in the same spot. Because this is dealing with the node of the moon making its new year in Aries. And so that's why I deal more so with your spiritual self, because it's dealing with the moon. The moon deals with your insides, your introspection, your intuitive energy inside of your third eye, right? So those will be the 3 placements that I'll be addressing when I talk about the transits during the month of May. So we had Chiron enter the Aries constellation. Chiron is an asteroid. This happened on the 4th of May. Chiron is the asteroid that deals with our wounds, how we transmute our wounds into a strength. And so it being an Aries constellation, we've been dealing with Chiron and Aries zodiac energy or tropical in our thought process, because we've been thinking new beginnings to our wounds and how we transmute our wounds to a strength. Now it's events that are now happening to line up with those thought processes, right? We've been dealing with Chiron and Aries for a few years now. I want to say that I know I have a picture that tells me how long Chiron's been there. I see it in my head. I know what color ink I wrote it on. Yeah, we've been in Aries since 2019, and we'll be in Aries zodiac until October 2026. So Chiron just entering the Aries constellation is a deal, okay? We have something called an Ayana Masa. This is the difference between the tropical and the Vedic chart. And if you guys ever want to do the math yourself when you're looking at your chart, that's how you do it. So the difference between the tropical and the Vedic chart right now is 24 degrees. So say I'm at like 29 degrees Aries zodiac. Well, just subtract 24 degrees from that. And okay, I'm at 5 degrees Aries constellation on the Vedic chart. Or if I look at myself on the Vedic chart and I say, okay, I'm at a Pisces 3 degree, I would just add 24 degrees, because tropical is always ahead. Tropical is always 24 degrees ahead. Okay, I'm at 27 degrees Pisces. So that's the math for that. So it is a deal that Chiron has entered Aries constellation, because we have been in Aries zodiac for a few years now. And so, yeah, like I said, motivation, new beginnings, cardinal energy, being more militant, as we transmute those wounds into strengths. A lot of you guys have been speaking, the militia, having a fight, and all this stuff into your existence. So some of you guys will start experiencing that more so in your personal. It's all about your reality. There's billions of people in the world. The reality you create for yourself maybe a reality for a lot of other people, but not exactly like yours. Virgo, Cancer, Leo, Gemini. And most of my draconic placements are in Cancer. Oh, nice. So all of that draconic that you have in Cancer, mine is in Scorpio. I think that's so cool. Yeah, mine is Virgo, Sun, Virgo, Moon, Leo, Rising. I'm still Virgo, Sun, Virgo, Moon, Leo, Rising, and on my Vedic too. And that's all in my natal chart. Being progressive, my tropical chart is starting to catch up with my natal draconic. I'm entering my Scorpio era. It's very interesting. We also had Mercury enter the Aries constellation. So now we have Mercury and Chiron pretty close, and we'll see them get closer as the months go on, as the days go on. They actually, they kind of stay in conjunction, minimal angle with each other majority of this month. So a lot of our decision-making skills and stuff like that have been rooted in, the desire to transmute our wounds, being more intentional with, how we want to strengthen ourselves in our wounds. Some of you guys want to stay victims. That's perfectly fine. It's your world. But new beginnings, being more motivated and militant towards, the decision-making mind, what you're learning about, what you're teaching, your daily routine, your habits, stuff like that. That's all happening with Mercury there. We also have Psyche, which is the self-explanatory asteroid, entered the Taurus zodiac. So mindset, as a collective, is that balance between the material and the emotional. That's amazing. I definitely went over that, Leo. Learning to tap into that fire. Yes. I think I was more a Leo in my youth. Now I don't know where I'm at. I don't know. But I think I did all the Leo stuff in my youth. I didn't care. Mercury on the tropical as well as on the draconic chart is more so on Taurus. So mind and spirit is usually a whole lot faster than body, right? And it being in mind and spirit and Taurus is in that material, finding the balance, what you value, what you prioritize, your space of possessions, while you're being motivated towards it. So, we like nice things. We like designing things in our space. And that kind of shows how the non-physical parts of stuff move a whole lot faster. Everything starts with the thought. Your spirit already goes to experiences, whether in your dreams or your daydreams or just concentrating or whatever. Your auric body automatically goes to these different places and shakes hands and meet people and doing all these different things. You know what I'm saying? That your body has to catch up on. But your body starts to feel it sometimes because you get that anxious feeling, or you feel like, oh, I'm feeling impatient. I start to feel the physical responses to that impatience and stuff like that. That's the all three of them coming together. I always imagine Matilda first started using her powers and everything was shaking, kind of like shaking as it comes into alignment. But that's what we have on Mercury. So yeah, Mercury over there in Taurus on mind and soul, but the body of Mercury is in that new beginnings of Aries. Chiron is in the same type of alignment. The mind and soul is on Taurus energy, what you value and prioritize, love and business, while the energy exchanges is on that Aries new beginning. I think it's going to be very interesting when Chiron enters the Taurus constellation because, transmuting our wounds and our wealth and business is a big thing, because there has definitely been a rich and poor, we're starting to see major shifts in that. But, even the definition of what is rich and what is poor, there's starting to be a shift in that as well. There's a lot of shifts even within the shifts, you know what I'm saying? The economics is creating their own different lines and separations and stuff. And that's all Taurus energy. And the fact that we have Jupiter in Taurus, which provides expansion and abundance and humanitarian energy, which is cool because we're in the year of Jubilee. And Jupiter also deals with philanthropy, and that's sitting in Taurus. And then we also have Uranus in Taurus, which we have until next year around this time. And Uranus provides progressive pushes. And that's happening in the Taurus energy. So between that expansion and abundance and the progressive pushes, it's a lot of transformations happening between the spiritual and the emotional world. And what we choose to prioritize. We also had Juno enter the Libra constellation. So for a lot of you guys, Juno is the energy of Hera, which is what you need in a relationship to want to stay in it. And that being in Libra, a lot of things that you guys used to go for, you guys aren't going for it anymore. You're starting to notice the imbalances. Now, some of you guys don't. Some of you guys just now getting used to being around Libra scales, and it's I don't know what to do with these scales. Do I lick them? Do I sit on it? We don't know. And so some of you guys can be going into the realm of you're giving too much, or you're taking too much in your interpersonal relationships. However, there is some this is the constellation. So there will be some experiences that Juno is going to bring to you to show you what balance Libra skills look like, what justice looks like, what fairness and harmony looks like, what being in your truth looks like. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to go into it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be open up to it. But I can guarantee you the things that you've been going for, you're not gonna keep going for them at all. And so a lot of you guys feel a shift in those connections that you have around you. Like, hey, you know what? This ain't it. You know, maybe I need to take a little more. I need to, I need more space where I can, give or separate myself, whatever, what have you. And then in the middle of the month on the 15th, we had a big shift in our planets. So I know, like, if y'all like me, when we have big planetary shifts or we have too many planetary shifts, I go to sleep. I see y'all later. And then I usually don't realize till after the fact, like, oh, okay, that's why I was sleeping, because stuff was doing stuff. Okay, cool. But we had, it was a big shift. We had the sun, well, that was like around the time of the full moon, of course. Then we had the sun enter the Taurus constellation. But usually when we have the sun enter Taurus constellation, we'll have the sun in the same energy on the tropical, Vedic, and draconic for a few days, but that's not what happened this time around. Actually, the sun entered Taurus constellation, and then the same day it entered draconic Gemini. So, the thing with Gemini energy is that zodiac is usually small and it's quick because it's air. We usually fly through the air, whether it's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Aquarius a little bit slower because it's fixed air. But Gemini is mutable air, so we're going through that kind of quick. So the fact that the sun artery was like, all right, usually I give y'all a few days, but we ain't got time for that. Like, it's already, setting the tone for, how forward Gemini energy is. We also had Jupiter enter the Gemini constellation, which is a big deal because it takes Jupiter about 1.5 years to switch up its zodiac or constellation energy. And it's a very heavy outer planet, and it's given that expansion and abundance and Gemini energy now, which is community and communication and traveling in the Tri-City area. We're dealing with siblings here, like relatives, like first cousins, aunts and uncles, stuff like that. Jupiter is like, yeah, expansion, abundance, and joy. Being philanthropic, humanitarian, wisdom from the work on stage, all in these areas. So, I speak on a heavy about like whether you're dealing with eventually Uranus will be in Gemini, which I think will put a big line in the mud on how we communicate with one another. But with Jupiter being there, it's definitely in a nice alignment with like being more in tune with your community, like being in your authentic self, so that you can find that, that Gemini for you, what I'm saying, that Gemini energy for you, where you guys just fit, what I'm saying? Like the Gemini twins or the Veggie twins was like yin and yang, like they just, fit, it was interdependent. So Jupiter is providing expansion and abundance to those communities that come together. Now, so with that being said, doing all that solo dolo shit, one man band and stuff, I won't say that's not where it's at, but I will say that Jupiter is in Gemini, okay? Jupiter is not in Aries. Jupiter is in Gemini right now. If Jupiter was going to provide expansion to the one man band, it would be in Aries. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter also entered draconic Cancer the very next day. So the spirit of the expansion and abundance is in your emotional self, your sense of belonging. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people are craving, where they could be their authentic self. A lot of people taking their mask off, being their true selves, telling people around them for real, how they feel, what they desire, what they deserve. And that's further like, that's where a lot of like the heavy shifts is coming from. It's like when you have a multitude of souls like in alignment and doing work, when they collectively do the same thing at the same time, it just creates this big because like every millisecond, I can't even like totally pinpoint it down for real. But it's just like every moment of a moment of a moment, the world is changing. You know what I'm saying? So when you have like all these people like at one time intentionally making like a similar shift of I'm going to be in my authenticity. I'm releasing this so I can absorb that. Like you have like a collection of people doing that simultaneously, that creates, a big shift at one time. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know how we got there. Oh, Jupiter entered Draconic Cancer. So it's like, the spirit of it all, authenticity is the word of the day. We will scream like Pee Wee Playhouse, right? But yeah, Jupiter entering Draconic Cancer is like that sense of belonging is what your spirit needs to feel for that Jupiter and Gemini to be legit. Now, well, some of those clicks that you might feel because Cancer is down to the spiritual realm of things in the third eye. Sometimes it could be like karmic energy. That is the 6 and 9. 6 is the opposite of 9. So you got 6 is the physical world, the harvest. 9 is the emotional realm, the celestial womb. So not all of those like senses of belonging feel good. Some of the stuff is just stuff that has to happen, if that makes sense. It's the 6 to the 9. You want the 9 to happen, the 6 gotta happen. Be all right. It's like seeing multiple timelines happening in this moment. Exactly. And the fact that we've made the world even smaller with the internet and social media and stuff, we've made ourselves more open to the feeling and being aware of those shifts. And that's what's making them happen even more so now. Or like, feel like be more sensitive to them. We feel them more. Like, I don't know what the internet was supposed to do. I don't know if it was like a tool to keep us separated. And for a lot of people, it did work because the communication skills of the students in the school I work with is amazing. But in a lot of different ways, it's still like the 6 to the 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of ways, it did certain people's communication. In other ways, it enhances people's communication. People became more telepathic because they're learning how to read people's energy through text, through avatar, through, how they choose to communicate from wherever they're from. You know what I'm saying? Some people use that as, a tool to exercise. But yeah, so then we have Ceres, which is agriculture. This is mothering energy, how you want to be mother. And I also enter Aries zodiac. So he's Adonis. So a lot of the planets, during the beginning of the year, we had a lot of our alignment coming from Aquarius to Pisces. So we're starting to see that shift happen more so towards Aries and Taurus, not even Aries anymore, more so like Taurus, Gemini. We see like the planets starting to line up more so over there. So we're moving away from Saturn and Neptune, which is still sitting over there in Pisces, Aries energy, and moving more so towards Jupiter and Uranus, which are in the Gemini Taurus energies. And so we'll see more things happening there as far as the celestial lineup, which we had a few of them during this month, especially during the new moon, which I'm slowly making my way towards. I'm almost there, y'all. um, we had Pallas enter Aquarius constellation last week. Now, Pallas is the genius-like qualities that we have in ourselves, that we have a habit of ignoring or overlooking. Our problem-solving skills and stuff like that, but we don't really think too much of them. It's kind of like One Punch Man, like, oh, whatever, I did it. But right now, it's in that Aquarian energy, utilizing those gifts to be revolutionary, unique, tapping into your individuality is keys here, especially as we enter the age of Aquarius. We got Pluto lighting the way, doing the transformations and the building and destroying in Aquarius as, we enter the age of Aquarius more so in the space of knowing. And electronic communication is heavy with Aquarius too. So some of you guys getting more in tune with your ability to communicate electronically. Some of you guys getting more in tune to, like, you know, what makes you unique, what makes you different, what's your niche, and whatever it is that you're trying to do. Everybody has a niche. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody can do the same things, but nobody can do it like you do it. So how are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? You said the dichotomy of what? What did that one say? I like the way. The dichotomy of life. Right. Right. We also have Eros entering the Pisces constellation. Eros dealing with your passion, and what you're passionate about, and being passionate. I remember when I did this one with the daily mathematics, I wrote passion in the definition like 5 times. Like, I think it's about passion. But Eros is in that space of endings. So again, this is it coming to another shift of the things that you guys were, you know, passionate about. A lot of relationships that you guys were, you know, comfortable with carrying and being in and things like that, you're not feeling it anymore. You know, things that you're passionate about, that you love, and you might not be feeling it right now in this period of time. It might not necessarily have to deal with like the whole thing being removed from your space, but definitely like some sense of like transformation has to occur with how you've been going about, you know, this task. Like, for some reason my mind is going towards being a business owner. um and it's like, okay, certain parts of your business you were really passionate about, you're not passionate about it anymore. And it's not to completely like erase the board and run away or whatever. Don't unless that's what it is for you. Now, if that's what it is for you, cool. You know who I'm talking to. But for those of you guys, it's okay to like change the plan without changing the goal. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are trying to wear too many hats and you realize, okay, I actually need a team because I'm not that passionate about marketing. I'm not passionate about accounting. I'm not passionate about, you know, having a store. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just passionate about, you know, creating the actual inventory and letting somebody do the rest. You know what I'm saying? But that also comes into Jupiter being in Gemini and Gemini/Cancer, because the expansion and abundance is having a community, is having a conglomerate. Change the plan without changing the goal. Yeah, that is a flyer that I see every morning in the school hours. And I just absorb it. And I'm like, you're right. Um, but yeah, we also have, we talked about Mercury. Oh, throughout the month, Mercury does transition into Taurus constellation. So now we have a slowdown for our decision-making mind, our routine. It's more so focused on that balance between wealth and emotions. And while Mercury is entering the draconic and tropical Gemini energy, which we love it there because Mercury rules over Gemini. Mercury Mercury can sometimes not get along too much with Gemini because this can bring like too much fickleness, but lots of opportunities coming you guys' way, uh, especially as Mercury and Jupiter get closer. So expect a lot of different opportunities to expand you in a lot of different ways. It's just a matter of like which ones, you know what I'm saying? Because those two things can stay in the same place at the same time. So I know we want to try everything. Some stuff has to wait, and that's okay. Um, Now we made it to today, y'all. We do have yesterday we had the new moon experience. Started at 11:03 p.m. last night. If you guys are over here in Jersey with me, this is a Taurus. This is a Taurus moon, Taurus Gemini moon. Um, Gemini on the tropical, so our mindset, how we think things are, is in that community, communication, siblings, and that light traveling, tri-city area. While Vedically speaking, we are in Taurus, so in that space of possessions and what you value and prioritize. It's heavy here, and the new moon kicks off this lunar cycle. So happy new lunar cycle, y'all. This is a good time to set your intentions on, you know, what you value and what you prioritize, what you want to experience in your space, how you want to, what do you want to be flexible and focused on at the same time, because that's the main key to Gemini, is being flexible and focused simultaneously. And then on the same day we have the new moon experience, the moon in Pleiades, as well as the moon kind of had like a little triangle situation happening. It was over there with Uranus, Pleiades, and Mercury at the same time. So we have that introspection on, Uranus, the progressive pushes that we need. Pleiades is helping us cope with the sorrows in our heart, in that Taurus constellation. And Mercury is helping us with our decision-making skills, while Uranus is providing the progressive pushes. So that's a really cool triangle to utilize between the Taurus, Gemini energies. We also have Saturn entering the Aries zodiac. That happened yesterday as well. Saturn deals with the challenges we experience in our space that give us the discipline and the order and the resources that we need for survival. So now we have ourselves being more motivated to tackle on the challenges on the roots of certain things. And that a lot of that should have came into play with the moon's triangle with Pleiades, definitely, with how we cope with sorrow. Okay, I want to get to the root of some of this sorrow happening in my Taurus energy. So you guys might see a lot of that happening this lunar cycle, because we're starting off in that. A lot of that, a lot of taste testing or speed dating, if you will, in different communities and circles to join, and cliques and gangs and covens, and I don't know what else, cults, whatever you want to call them. Just to find like your sense of belonging, like where do you belong? Where do you fit in? Where's your Gemini? Today we started the day off at a 0% new moon, but now we have the moon in Jupiter. So we went from that cool triangle yesterday to now we're expanding with the Jupiter space. We also have Mercury entering the Gemini zodiac. So now we have this nice lineup of Mercury being in his home space. I believe now we're, in alignment, tropical, draconic, and yeah, and constellation wise. So that's cool. So officially Taurus constellation, draconic, and tropical Gemini. So we got a lot of options in our mind, and our auric body can attract all these different options. But be mindful that the actual interactions of the things are slow and steady on Taurus. Tomorrow is the 28th. We enter the Decan of Seth on the ancient Kemetic calendar, which is pretty cool. This is the god of chaos, violence, being a perfectionist and bold, seeking challenges, loving the center of attention and communicating, which is really cool. Yeah, feel free to ask questions, y'all, because I can all this up on the thing. Goddess, if you don't mind playing like another song or so real quick, I'll be right back.
I'm doing all this talking, y'all, and y'all couldn't even hear me. Okay. We are live tonight with Sunshine Monet L. She'll be back in a second. I'm going to play some music. Thank you, sis, for letting me know I'm over here. Y'all just going to let me talk. What kind of friends are y'all? Just going to let me. And I ain't even saying nothing. Okay, cool. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to play a quick video. My sis will be back in a second. And I was going to ask her, does she need a break? Because I'm telling you, she will get into it. And I know she ain't took a sip of water, a soda, a juice, nothing. So give her a break, y'all. We will be back in a few minutes again. If you got questions, put your questions in the comments. I got questions about this North Node in Pisces that we are in right now. Do you guys know your North Node? That's going to be my question to you, Starseeds. Do you know your North and South Node? And I will tell you at the end of the show why I think it's important to know those things. Peace, Adonis. So King Adonis, me and you, we need to talk. We need to talk, okay? You need to come on over. Also, I don't know if I should play music or just like do a couple of announcements. Tarot Tuesdays will be back next month, y'all. Tarot Tuesdays will be back next month. I do have my tarot deck because it is Tuesday. So, you know, I do have a deck on deck. Also, next month. Now I got to get real close to the camera. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I am glad you accepted the invitation. We're going to make it happen, okay? We're going to make it happen. Okay, so I'm getting close. Next month, you know we do an After Dark show. It's called Pronoia After Dark. Okay, now that's how we did pressure. I think it was called Passion and Pressure. We was talking about, you know, divine sexual energy exchange. And we got real nice and into some things. Peace, Jackie. So the next Pronoia After Dark will be next month. And we'll be talking about something a little darker this time. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy. And the reason why I'm on this topic is because there's been so much energy harvesting, so destiny swapping things, and people trying to take people's energy, and people don't know how to protect their energy and all that good stuff. So we're going to get into that, because it's not just sleeping with the enemy, but even like sinners, you know, letting the enemy in, inviting them into your energetic field, however that may present itself. Okay. Yes. And I cannot forget that. Absolutely. Peace to the God, Knowledge Born Allah in the house. I will be on Knowledge Born Allah's show, Do the Knowledge Radio on Friday. So Starseeds, you know, I like to flood your Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, I'm going to hit you up any way I can. Make sure you support me over there. You'll learn a lot. We're going to be getting into sinners and saints over there on this Friday. So make sure you tap in over there. Okay. So I'm giving my sister a break. I thank you all for tapping in. Thank you for all the eyes in the building. I really appreciate you supporting Pronoia. Thank you for being here tonight. All right, I'm going to play a little music, y'all, because, you know, I be getting all kind of copyright. Yeah, I don't get paid over here right now. Not yet. So I play what I want. You feel me? I play what I want. But tonight, I'm going to play something mellow, something to chill out to until my sister come back. Okay. A little AJ McQueen, Grand Rising.
It's time to rise, yeah, lift your eyes. Don't let nobody play with your soul, cause you the prize. Had to change my vision, change my tongue, and change my mind. I even changed my circle, now everything aligned. I'm talking square roots, I'm in the sun, eating bird fruit. Fought through the lions and the tigers just to bear fruit. Head full of locks, tattoos on my bird arms. It's melanin all on my bird skin. They don't want us to win. See, he a blood, he a crip, they don't want us to be. In God's image, I'm calling them twin. Yeah, they thought that was the end. Yeah, they tried to break you, but forgot that you could bend. Now we don't talk about what it's been, cause now it's getting better. Used to get cheese from the government, but now we getting fatter. Now it flew together, now it's better weather. Blue skies, right.
Son of mine, don't let them tell you where treasures lie. Hold on to hope and don't close your eyes. Just keep on looking up towards the light. The sun gon' shine, we gon' rise.
It's time to rise, yeah, lift your eyes. Peace to the goddesses and peace to the gods. I picked up the pieces and said peace to the odds. I ain't who I used to be, I know they all surprised. It's shocking, ain't it? Ain't no blocking, ain't no stopping greatness. Thought it was meant to fall apart, but no, I did the maintenance. I even cut off some dead weight, and though it wasn't painless, when you start applying gems, your body go through changes. Yeah, I used to throw signs, 9-line chakras. I evolved from that thug life, they still wanna pockets. Meditation over medication, do you proper. I started eating plants and let the earth be my doctor. Now they can't stop you, with y'all on your side. And don't forget your ancestors, the angels down the ride, huh? I've been mastering demons and now I feel divine. It's perfect time. If you can hear my voice right now, look down at your feet. See, you right where you supposed to be. But see, some of y'all be posting online and you ain't who you supposed to be. Write this on a post-it note. Post this quote. It's time to ride.
Don't let them tell you which treasures lie. Hold on to hope and don't close your eyes. Just keep on looking up towards the light. The sun gon' shine, we gon' rise.
Yes, that was Grand Rising by AJ McQueen. Y'all know I love music on Pronoia. And, you know, I'm going to definitely have the segment I had last year. I think it was last year or the year before where I just played all kinds of music. I got all kinds of hits with copyright. I don't care. I be playing the music partying like I'm my mama. All right, my sister, is she back? She is back. Let me add her back here. Bam.
Hello.
All right. You good, sis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have questions?
All right, y'all. Okay. So listen, y'all. Again, this is a very, very rare opportunity to get sunshine. At least we get her here at least once a month. I'm gonna try to get my sister in the building. If we can get her more, you know, we got a couple Tarot Tuesdays coming up, a couple things going on, you know. She does do tarot readings. I had her on a couple of times for Tarot Tuesdays. But if you have any questions, make sure you put them over here in the comments. I did have a question about North Node and South Node, because I know that we have our own personal, again, everything, it's like as above, so below, right? We all have our own personal North Nodes and South Nodes, but we are currently we as a collective are in the Pisces North Node with the Virgo South Node. And I wanted to know how does that affect us? Like how does being in the Pisces North Node as opposed to, what did we just leave? I forgot what North Node we were in prior.
Like Pisces and Aries. Aries for a minute, which is cool because I was in alignment with the, you know, the draconic default. So that came into a lot of people having spiritual experiences because it was in alignment with the draconic, you know, node. As far as Pisces go, like Virgo South Node is like things that we've been taught, things, you know, different ways we've been taught to make decisions and solve problems, the habits and routines we've, you know, developed and things. And Pisces brings us more towards ending, closing, finishing things off, things beneath the horizon. So like Virgo energy is more earth and harvesting and what's in the physical, while Pisces energy is more like what's non-physical, what's in the spiritual, what are some things that can be like experienced without the five senses, you know. You get more so into the Akashic records of those type of that type of thing. So and it's just a matter of when you're dealing with the North and South Node, it's not like doing away with one to go towards another. It's more so they're like opposition. So you have to learn how to deal with both and how to have them complement each other.
I have a book I recommend. I need to pull it out next time, but there is a book on that. And I think your North and your South Node, it teaches you a lot about yourself and like how you have been and how you should, you know, or who you're becoming. Let's put it that way. Who you're moving into or what you're moving into as far as experiences. And I know me personally, I have a South Node in Aquarius and my North Node is in Leo. And I will say, I know we have to incorporate it. Okay. I'm just going to speak from my personal experience. My South Node is hell. Okay. My South Node is where I don't want to be because everything, it feels like, I feel like it should be working, but when I realize what it is, it seems very South Node-ish, right? And so it just feels like things that would have worked before don't work anymore, especially when it comes to groups of people, because again, Aquarius is like about groups and everybody else, and where Leo is very more singular and the sun and all that good stuff. So I've noticed, like, for me, being in my South Node, it is a balancing act, but it seems like especially at this age, I'm moving so much more into my North Node that things that I used to do in my South Node seem to be holding me back.
Mm.
I guess the way I used to function, and I see that as those traits of my Aquarius traits, but I was scared to be like, to me, Leo seems so solitary. So just like the sun by itself, Aquarius seems like it's more about others. But, as I move, as I grow and I become more, I guess, move more into my North Node, I do appreciate the lessons of my South Node and the things I've learned. And I guess it is a balancing act because you can't just get rid of, just kind of like getting rid of your ego, right? You can't just you're not supposed to. You're really supposed to like learn how to use it for your advantage and not let it dominate you. Right.
Agreed. Yeah, you're supposed to learn.
And Adonis says the nodes are trending and sextiling my natal nodes today.
That's a big invocation.
What does that mean?
So, trine and sextile are aspects. As far as like the degrees, like so with the sextile, that means that on the current, I'm guessing he's referring to the current. The current node is sextile his natal node, so that means that they're like 2 signs apart or 60 degrees apart. And when something is trine, it's like 120 degrees apart. All positive influences of sextile is positive. I think the only one that can be kind of like negative is square, which is a 90-degree separation. And those placements are usually in the same modality, like Gemini being square, Virgo. Is it Virgo? Yeah, Virgo, because we're both mutable. But like they're 90 degrees apart from each other. So that can cause a little friction if you don't know how to, alchemize with a square. But outside of that, a lot of the other aspects are positive. And then it also depends on the planet too, because not all planets get along. All planets are in it's like a chemical equation. You know what I'm saying? Think about like the elements that you're mixing. Not all of them mix well when they're close by each other in certain zodiacs and certain houses. Sometimes you gotta mess.
See, so what planets would you say don't get along? Like what? So if like, I would say, all right, one that I'm thinking of is like Saturn and Pisces.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that don't seem right. It's just dreamy and disciplined.
Exactly. So so Saturn and Pisces is kind of like, if you don't know how to work with the square, that can be an issue. Because for exact reason you said, Pisces is dreamy, Saturn is like hard work, diligence, physical results. Same thing with Mercury, because Mercury is more decision mind and logical, it being in Pisces. Or Mars being in Cancer. Mars has been in Cancer for a minute. Finally getting Mars to move in Leo, which is a relief because Mars is debilitated in Cancer. Cancer is all about nurturing and going inward and being more your emotional self, while Mars is more about action, being extroverted and assertive. Um, but there are, but just as I said, how they're opposites, you can blend those. You can have more introspection on your assertive self. You know what I'm saying? You could be more nurturing to your solar plexus chakra, your aggressive self. You could be more aggressive about your emotions, more assertive about how you feel about things, you know. But we live we live in a space that's taught us that it's angels versus demons and it's this or that. And it can't be both. It can't be on a spectrum, but you know, I see us growing away from that, and being more into like, you know, you can have both. And so the more we go into that space, the more we learn that, you know, learning how to make things blend rather than one versus the other.
That makes sense. Because they're all aspects of us. Like, and we all have these, I mean, and each of us, we don't all have, I guess in our birth chart, certain planets hit certain houses for certain people in different ways. So we all have them. But I have certain houses that are empty. And what does that mean if there is nothing in that house?
It's not you still have zodiac energy over that house.
Mm-hmm.
So you still get a gist of the kind of vibe that area of your life, you know, has.
Mm-hmm.
In the same breath, it's not really much of a focus in this life. It's not. Now, the way that I present, like when I do my energy awareness workshop at events, there's a certain kind of way that I present your chart. Um, and so, like, this is how I would do it, and you will fill it in. And so, you'll see, like, where the houses are in your chakras. So, when you have chakras that are imbalanced or whatever, you could look at, like, well, this part of my life is more so affected by this chakra than that part of my life. So, having it open doesn't necessarily mean, like, it's, just, whatever. It's still, things you could do. It also leaves like a open space like this. I know like when I started looking at human design a little bit more, I noticed like some of the similarities with how I do it versus how like they have their setup. And so those are supposed to be like open spaces where like you would attract somebody, that might have those kind of traits or whatever, like a puzzle piece or whatever that they bring to you, to your space.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. You were talking about like the centers in the human design, almost the same thing. They kind of fill those in when you are with people who have that already highlighted within them. I like that. So my other question, I have a question because now these are my personal questions, y'all. Again, I told y'all to put your questions over here. If you don't, I will ask questions, and I have plenty. So here we go. Exalted planets. So Venus is exalted in Pisces. What does that mean?
Venus loves it there. Venus loves it in Pisces because Pisces is dreamy and Venus is a creator. So Venus likes to gravitate to, what it sees as beautiful, what it prioritizes, what it has value in, you know what I'm saying? And if you can use your imagination, it's kind of like a nice alignment of your mind and your heart, because Venus deals with the heart. Pisces deals with like the 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 dark melanated spot of your mind, like the deep. What do you deeply, to the root of your soul desire? What is beautiful to you? What do you want? And aligning that with your heart chakra. Um, really good for artists. That's a nice alignment for artists and creators, definitely.
Thank you. I needed that information because I've been like hearing it, and I have a Taurus rising, which is ruled by Venus, and Libra moon. And then Venus is exalted in Pisces, and that's my sun. So I be telling people I'm Venus all day. Venus, Venus, Venus. I love Venus, like, because everything about Venus is like me. I be wanting to just chill. I'm all about love, harmony, beauty. So I like to bring people together, all that good stuff. All right, you guys, you don't have any questions? Any questions? Yes, that is the beauty of unity and harmony. Yes.
Mhm.
And Starseeds, again, Sunshine will be coming on at least once a month, right? Sunshine? Yes. Okay. I'm doing this on air, so she can't say no. No, I'm joking. But she'll be back at least once a month. There is something big coming, you guys. I don't want to talk about it early. I want to wait until it's here. You know, everybody ain't rooting for you, so I got to keep shit quiet a little bit. But I will say, Starseeds, this season again is about learning. It's about taking the information, taking the schooling, allowing these teachers. These are spiritual teachers. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody I bring to the stage is someone that, and I'm gonna say this starting this season, moving forward, everybody that I bring here is someone that I trust with my divine energy. So I'm telling you that these people are here to help guide you to your higher self. And when I say that, really, they're here to spark what you know about yourself back into yourself. So ask the questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm never afraid to ask questions. Like, I can ask questions all day long. And then Sunshine will say, you better cash at me, bitch. You asking too many questions. But look, anytime Sunshine puts up, do you want a reading? I'll be like, yes, I do. Because it's so important to me to know about myself. Because first of all, the gifts or anything that I have to offer can only come from me, right? Come from me. And they can only come from me knowing myself. Anything else is false. It's not authentic. So in order for me to get down to the nitty gritty, I want to know every aspect. And I think we do need to change her name to the astrological, numerological, phenomenal, because she talks about, you guys, again, check her out. Sunshine, let them know where they can find you and where you are live, because I know you go live often and you do your astrological reports and you're live. So let them know where they can find you online.
You guys can find me on YouTube, Less Nobodies. And then everywhere else is Sunshine Monet L. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as Sunshine Monet L. Less Nobody's Business LLC on Facebook is the name of my business page. I know a lot of people be on my personal Facebook, and that's not personal. That's not like, I still, have a certain level of decorum to me, but that's my personal. So those are all the different places you can find me. If you want to find my music, it's Sunshine Monet L on all streaming platforms. You guys can email me if you don't have social media. Let'snobodies@gmail.com. And I believe those are all the different ways to reach me. If you guys want to check out my inventory, my services, the things I do and stuff like that, there's a Linktree link in my bio on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I believe TikTok has it now too. But that's that link with in my Linktree, and all the different ways you can reach out to me. And I do a free consultation where you introduce yourself, I introduce myself and my services, and we see how we can fit one another. If they're interested in doing that, I'll be doing stuff.
She be doing stuff, y'all. All right, I want you to also tell them about the Cosmic Nobodies Convention, which is what, this August?
Yeah. I think this year we're going to do it virtually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be there. Okay.
The annual it's the annual award show that I do. This is our 5th year. Cool. And we do this every last weekend of August. Like I said, this one will probably be virtual this year because I'm just like all over the place. And right now we're still in voting phase. Again, I believe this is also a link that you guys can find in my link tree. If you guys want to go vote for your healer, we have so many different categories up there. And if there's anybody up there you're not familiar with, there's links to the individuals up there. You can check them out, support them. Um, yeah, I'm very excited about it. I keep forgetting to market it, but it's there and it exists. I'm getting myself together.
She'll start marketing more closer and closer we get to. I get it, but I seen it. Y'all, we got 4 nominations for this Cosmic Nobody's Convention. We won like 2. I think we got 2 big pinnacles and we got some smaller pinnacles the last time. Y'all, make sure you vote. Look at the list of healers. There are people you know there. If you want to vote for them, vote for them. Make sure you vote for Pronoia Starseed Podcast, Goddess Rael. I'm going to send out the link again, y'all. I'm going to continuously post about it as we get closer and closer. And again, she'll come back and talk to us more about it as we get closer to the event. But it's the Cosmic Nobody's Convention. I went last year. Was it last year?
The year before last. Yeah.
Year before last year. Okay. And we were in New Jersey. It was really dope. I met a lot of great artists. I met King Adonis there. I met the Pussy Poet. I met a lot of dope artists out there. And yeah, Mahatma, Starseed. I met a lot of people out there. That was a really dope event. And we got some pinnacles. Y'all, I brag about my pinnacles. Like whenever people be like, what's up? I'm like, girl, I got awards. You got to look at it in the sun, turn it around. All of this thing. You see this? Yeah. I brag, you know why? Because I don't do this for money. I don't do it for fame. I don't do it for none of that. If that was the case, I'll be buying views. I'll be buying, trying to be out there. It's not about that. It's the fact that we have organically grown on YouTube, y'all. We started on Facebook and we were like 400 when we first started my little page, and it grew to 1,000 on Facebook. And now we over here and we grew organically. And every time we get a new subscriber, we grow organically. And when I say this to say, I know people who have tens of thousands of followers, but if you go and you look at when they post, their followers don't never post nothing. That's because it's not organic. It's not genuine. But here on Pronoia, people come in genuinely and connect. So these awards are like the money. It's the payout. It's the beauty of being recognized for actually doing what God has brought me here to do, my divine plan. So whenever I honestly was very grateful, and I am. I keep my pinnacles and my baby pinnacles all around me. Every time I see them, I'm just like, I'm proud of Pronoia Starseed Podcast. I really am. And even though we took a little break last year, we are back in full effect. So make sure you tap it in. Make sure you hit the notification bell on YouTube so that you know when we go live. Because I say 9, but it might be 9:15. I might say 9, it might be 9:30. Just tap it. Y'all, you could be laying in the bed and watch this on your phone. So don't act like you gotta go cut the TV on. She late. I ain't gonna be able. It's not that hard. Just click the button and there we are. And make sure that you have your pen and your paper when you see Sunshine Monet Ellis in the building, because I'm telling you, the information is for your higher self. It's for your better good, and it's for you. I'm doing all this. All of this is for you, Starseeds. So, anything else you'd like to add, Sunshine, before we tap out tonight?
No, just happy new moon, y'all. Happy setting y'all intentions for this current lunar cycle.
And this is Taurus new moon.
Yeah, this is Taurus Gemini.
Oh, goodness. Taurus Gemini. Okay. All right. So make sure you setting your intentions, get ready for, and then, yeah, there's a couple of new moon things you can do. Look them up. See what you can get your energy ready for this new moon and manifest what you want, because the universe is always working in your favor, no matter what. We are all our own little universes. So, we're just an extension of the bigger, and an extension of the bigger, and an extension of the bigger. So nothing is ever working against you, even when it seems that way. Ashe, Ashe. I love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you, Sunshine, for being here. I love you, sis. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you too. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in and commenting.
Peace out. And you guys, I will see you again on Friday. I will be on Do the Knowledge Radio. Make sure you tap in. It is live on YouTube on Friday at 9. We will be talking about sinners and saints and false redeemers. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Y'all know over there, here I be trying to teach, but over there I be trying to give truth too. And, there's some things we need to get into. I'm going to actually have another episode sometime soon where I'm just sitting here getting into this stuff because it's a lot. I would love to share with you guys, but, keep some things to myself for now. I love you, Starseeds. I hope you had a great night. Thank you for tapping in. Much gratitude to you. Thank you for making this a successful night with Sunshine Monet L. Thank you again, sis, for tapping in. I hope you have a good night and enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Wrong one. Peace.
It's Lizzie Jeff. Just here to remind you, you're beautiful. What are you doing right now in this moment? Can you take a second to breathe? Can you release any fears that you have about what it is you can achieve? Practice alignment in all of your moments and you will live life with more ease. Meditate, medicate, emanate, elevate. Give yourself all that you need. You a motherfucking winner. Go queen, go. Focus on your inner. Go queen, go. Got your crystals in your bag and you just say, sit down. You've been focused on your bag. There ain't no playing around. You a motherfucking winner. Go queen, go. Focus on your inner. Glow queen, glow. I know you doing the work that you need to continue to elevate higher. I only hope that the music I speak bring you peace and it leave you inspired. Giving it to me. Oh, you so confident. Entrepreneur. They know what time it is. They see you radiating greatness and your face is just amazing. You've been praying, slaying, even staying in your lane. And eat 3 life shots with the brain. Celebrating all the gains, even celebrate the pain. I know the game is constant change. Can't expect to stay the same. Evolution, let's grow. Fuck all of they institutions. Leaders of a new revolution. Sent to this plane to start some new shit. When I think of the odds I beat and how I go off on beats, I see why they honor me. I know Granny proud of me. I'm right where I ought to be. This crown mean a lot to me. Keep going. Just come to the top with me. What are you doing right now in this moment? Can you take a second to breathe? Can you release any fears that you have about what it is you can achieve? Practice alignment in all of your moments and you will live life with more ease. Meditate, medicate, emanate, elevate. Give yourself all that you need. You're a motherfucking winner. Go queen, go. Focus on your inner. Glow queen, glow. Got your crystals in your bag and you just saged it down. You've been focused on your back. There ain't no playing around. You're a motherfucking winner. Go queen, go. Focus on your inner. Glow queen, glow. I had to do it for my queens. You feel me? Like, had to show love. Had to let y'all know I see you out there winning. Thriving, starting your own businesses, holding it down. Shout out to the moms out there, looking good, feeling good, making it happen, bossing up. It's a vibe. Yeah, just want to take a minute to honor you. You deserve it. Keep up the good work. Shit. If nobody sees you, Lizzie sees you. Lizzie loves you.
the clouds, surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times, so I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my coat to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.